Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. And today we want to take a look at one of the most insane wars I have ever casted, I have ever watched, I have ever witnessed, and I'm talking about the war in between of INTZ versus MCES, the semi-final of the 6th qualifier. This match was insane, not because of all of the attacks, or like with the high scores or whatever, because of the players and the strategies which they basically have used. That was pretty impressive. So for example, we have seen an attack with like a mass hog rider with bats, things like we have never seen before. And MCS was really creative and INTZ was really consistent. This combination made up for an insanely nice match. So I will take a look at that today. And before we're jumping into that, well, quick reminder from my side, because as you guys know, there are still offers in the game. There are still, you can still buy the gold pass, obviously. So if you're doing anything of that, make sure to use the creator code. It's supporting us creators out there a lot if you're using that. And well, if you want to support me, this channel, if you like videos like that, then use code INTZ. Thank you so much for that. And let's get started with the first attack, because well, the first attack already was kicking off this war with an insane creative attack. We're seeing, yes, we're seeing a mass hog rider, but not with lightnings. Instead, Sinti is choosing to go first off with the ram Sui into the town hall, which means he does not even need to lure out the clan castle because he's killing it. Or he doesn't need to zap the clan castle. And then he has 4 bats for the back end. So let's see how this works. First off, the ram is making to the town hall. The king so far is doing good as well. Now it's really close that the queen is going. Okay, that might be a really big mistake on his part at the moment with the funnel. But queen is luckily coming back, and this can still somehow work. So king got the town hall. Queen is now going into the core, or like getting into the outer parts of the core kinda, so she can reach the expos. Mima already, the hog rider started, and take a look at how good those spring traps are. There are so many spring traps. The hog riders are flying left and right. This is pretty crazy, really nicely predicted by Marinal on this part. And now we have the bats coming in. Bats on top of the scatter, and this is one of those things which just Sinti, just MCS, the creativity level of them is just way too high for this world. And now it's only the last couple of buildings over here. We have a loon on the left side. We have the royal champion still being alive. The enemy queen were hammering away those hog riders, but the royal champion is still alive. And that's the key. The enemy queen is down by now because the headhunters finally came. And now it's all about the royal champion freezing the last single inferno tower. And this should be a triple in the end. This attack by its own already has for sure the possibility of being the MVP, or like the most insane attack of this qualifier. But to be honest, we saw attacks from Queen Walkers which in the end won this entire thing, where like Klaus and Stars were just mind-blowing. Like those two guys were insane as well. So overall, the teams which are in this qualifier are really good. And now let's take a look at the next attack, because now we have INTZ coming in, and they're going kind of with the traditional way. Really kind of boring compared to the first attack. They're going with the queen charge hybrid. And since there's well, that's a pretty good trick which he used over there. He's starting off with an ice golem, luring out the clan castle. So if there were, like, for example, super minions in there, the super minions would have been tanked by the ice golem, so the queen is taking less damage in the beginning. So that was a really nice idea with the ice golem over there, and pretty efficient, like in the troop investment, in my opinion, because he does not need to funnel too much on this one. Now there's a minion at the top side, wall break at the bottom side. As soon as he knows, okay, queen is going to the bottom side first, or like second in the end. Now the rage, wall breaker is opening the wall, and then the queen can now reach basically everything. So now let's take a look if he can somehow still keep his queen alive, and if she's going the right way, because you guys can see on the left side there is the builder hut, but it's going down in time, so the queen should go inside. Needs another rage for the core because the enemy royal champion is going to engage the enemy queen soon as well. He's investing the freeze. I'm not 100% sure if he needed that, but to be honest, in an attack like this, safety first over there, like, is obviously the better choice instead of risking it if you have to use the freeze or not or something like that. Then the next rage for the queen. Meanwhile, the Hawk Riders are coming in, and the pathing into the town hall is awesome. Like, it looks really, really good so far. The king and the siege perks on the outside should deal with the enemy king, and now the hawks, the miners, everything is going into the town direction. The town was getting activated really early because of the percentage, but this means it's perfect because now the hawk riders and everything are going for the town hall warden ability. Awesome, really nicely timed. And now the queen on the back end is still tanking a lot of defenses, but to be honest, I think so far not a single miner or hawk rider died just yet, and this attack is insane. One spring is like killing a couple of troops over there, but still there are so many alive. Royal Champ ability, queen still alive on the outside, still has a heal spell basically, which he can swag now, and that's pretty crazy. One thing which is kind of surprising me, and one thing which is kind of being annoying to me, is that those players over there actually tend to swag spells. So if you're taking a look at this from a standpoint where you're talking about a player with a brain, you know that the tiebreaker after percentage is time. So every player which you saw over this qualifier swagging spells, it's kind of them saying, I don't care about the win, I just care about the style points. That's something which I personally just do not get, and to me, like, those players are just stupid, if I'm completely honest. And I hope this is all. I mean, I hope it's changing at some point, like this mentality, but let's see. I mean, I don't care. Then they should swag against us, whatever. Either way, now let's get back to the war, and we have another Lalo attack. Like, Lalo over this qualifier was insanely powerful. We saw a lot of different things, and Remy over here, I mean, he already started not with a lightning spell, but instead he used bats to cover the beginning. Like, used a couple of bats on the top side for the scatter, and then on the right side, like way more bats for the single inferno tower. And just this creativity level of MCES was really impressive, because it was not just in this one match. They did this over a lot of matches. So really, really nicely done over there. And now we have the Lalo starting. He's starting in from the left side, trying to get into the multi early. But I think maybe the haste was not the best decision, because what this haste does is everything is getting kind of pushed to the outside, but now the inner group loons are coming. Warden ability early, but there are already quite some loons dying in the middle, which were supposed to take down the multi, which means the multi is staying alive for quite some time. Now the tornado, but this should not matter, because there should be 2 more hounds alive in this pack of loons, and they can tank quite a lot. So minions are getting even targeted by the eagle, because nothing else is kind of like being able to getting targeted by the hound and by the eagle. And so far this is looking awesome. The hound, the first one already popped, the second one should pop soon. Now a couple of balloons for the backhand, and this is another triple. This match is crazy. So many awesome 3-stars already. It's not like just like some boring attacks. It's really creative, and this is what I really like about those two clans and about this match in particular, because those attacks were so much out of the box, if you know what I mean. Like, where did we saw those bad spells before? I don't really see them, or I didn't really see them too often. Either way, now next attacker, which is Renan from INTZ, and so far in this competition, like after the first 2 matches, 4 out of the INTZ players were perfect. They all went 2 out of 2, with one exception, and that's Renan. He went 0 out of 2, and now he has the chance to come back. And this is important in this match, because this match, like in this match, it's the semifinals. If it's do or die. Like, if you win, you're in the finals. If you lose, you're out of the competition. You do not have a chance anymore to get the golden ticket. So this is really, really important. So far so good. He's choosing the super witches, which we saw quite some times in this qualifier again. Not as often as the last one, because I guess we were not in there. But still, like, after us using the super witches, people slowly caught up and figure out that it's really, really strong. And well, that's one of the things why I think, still some people are opting into that if they don't see any obvious plans. The warden is kind of being stupid over here, like going some weird way, because even though like they're out of the witches, like every single witch is 40 troop space, so he should go to the right, which he eventually is. But still, now the the super witches are getting into the town compartment. He should place the rage and the wall breaker soon, which he is, so that should be alright. And now the jump spell soon as well, and the town hall should be down. Warden ability early, that's something which is nice because you do not need the warden ability for the witches on the town hall. And well, now the jump was pretty late over here. I don't know if he was planning on getting this wall break or if he was just planning on his witches to beat the wall, but he did not open up the last scatter compartment, it feels like, so that's quite unfortunate. I think he could have opened that as well, but the witch can reach the scatter. Now it's 1 minute left for around about 40%, and if you guys know super witches, they tend to be really slow, and on the back end they tend to die eventually if you cannot support them. Now the ice cannon from the right side, this is looking really good with the Royal Champion together. The tornado trap is over there as well, and this could be close. There's still one more freeze left, which he could use at some point. There's the skeletons. He's using the headhunter to kind of tank for the Royal Champion, but the headhunter is kind of deciding, nope, I'm not going that way. You can get the single front tower on your own. Queen is died already eventually, but there's super witches in the core, and now they're getting through the wall, the same on the right side. So now we have those super witches with their giant skeletons getting around the corner. Royal Champion is still alive, has her ability, and this should be the next triple, the first triple for Renan and the second triple for INTZ in this match. And this basically means so far both teams are perfect in this match, and it kind of feels like at this point it's all about which team fails first. Like back then, the fail was like, I don't know, like 70% 2-star or something. Like a 90% plus attack was still okay, I guess. But in this current meta, like if you even like not get a 3-star, that's already a big problem for your team. And we have the next attack from Ariam, and he's going once again with a Lalo. Like I said, Lalo was the most powerful and most dominant strategy in this qualifier. Overall, with up to 70+% success rate over the entire qualifier. It was freaking insane how good those guys were with the Lalo. On this one, we're starting off with the Zaps and the Lightning for the Lightning and the Earthquake for the Town Hall. That's like a thing which you really need to figure out, and those top guys, or like those top players, really know the drill, really know the timings and everything, and the amount of lightning spells you need for like specific buildings. And on this one, the Clan Castle, you can either use the classic, let's say, with the 7 lightnings and 1 earthquake, but you can as well use 5 lightnings and 3 earthquakes, which in the end are the same amount of spells, but they're doing different things, because with the earthquakes you can damage more buildings around, you have a bigger range overall, and with the Town Hall you can activate it and then use your Royal Champion to get the Town Hall. That's something which is really cool, and a lot of those top guys are using this technique, and yeah, it's pretty nice. Now the Lalo starting, he has to use the warden ability early, otherwise the single front tower won't die. And now he's hasting kind of the headhunters into the Queen, or like into the Royal Champion, I think it is. And yeah, now the Lalo, he's trying to push everything into the back end, but the Sweeper is still alive. The Sweeper did not go down. He's trying to freeze the Scatter and the Warden on this one. But the Sweeper is being the MVP, and now the Tornado Trap in the core, pushing all of the loons away from the Scatter, and this Scatter is in the end the key building to keep everything alive. And this means, even though we will get a lot of percentage still, this means this is the first non-3-star in this war. And like I said earlier, 90% plus attack was like, it's still alright guys, it's still alright. But INTZ so far had like a 80% hit rate, so this could be already a game-changing defense for INTZ on this one. And MCES from this point on, they cannot like give away anything anymore, because this would be a huge struggle for them. 92%, not a bad attack to be honest for most of the players out there, but for this match, it's not a triple, and that's what counts basically. On this one, we have the Master of Queen Charge coming in with Bernal, and he's back at this Queen Charge Lalo. Let's see how this will go. And he's doing like a Queen Charge into a King Charge, I guess, because he's funneling his King into the eagle, and with this compartment being open, like, so you cannot wall break over there, but this means the king has access for free basically to get out of that. And now the queen is doing some weird things, like she's going for the clan castle. To be honest, I don't know if that was planned. Would be awesome to know if this was actually planned overall, because that would be pretty crazy, knowing without even having to funnel that the queen is going to step in there. That's crazy. That's really, really impressive. And now the queen is taking down the clan castle. And take a look at his spells. He still has a jump spell left. And that's going to be incredible to take a look at where he actually is using that. Now he's using the Royal Champion, freezing at the top side, rage for the queen. And now there are a lot of things at the same time. I think he has to use the queen ability at some point because he needs to get through the enemy queen. Tornado trap over there is getting activated. The black mine is hitting the healer, so there's not too many healers left. The expo is killing the next healer, so this is going to be really, really dangerous for the queen because there's a lot of damage. At the same time, she has not that much healing power left anymore. The Royal Champion, meanwhile, died at the top side against the single Inferno Tower in the 1 versus 1 kinda. Now we're starting with the Lalo, using the loons to get quickly into the first scatter with the Hound tanking. And remember, there's only one Hound because this was a queen charge Lalo attack. And now everything so far is looking, I don't know, pretty shaky, I would say, because like if this would be a normal Lalo attack, obviously like you still have a lot of things, spells, whatever, but in queen charge Lalo attack you don't have too much from that. The only good thing right now is kind of for him that he has still 1 haste, and the slammer is still getting on top, or like getting into the back end of the base as well. There's 1 air defense, there's 1 wizard tower, there's 1 Inferno Tower still standing, and they try to somehow defend this. The slammer is now finally arriving, and now take a look at the healers. The healers are getting dragged on top of the air defense, and this means the healers are tanking for the troops. The healers are tanking the air defense. The healers are finally dead, but there are so many hit points that this was not really a big deal, and this, if time is enough, can be actually a triple power-wise, but time is ticking close. We have 14 seconds left. Minions at the top side get the bitter hut. Loons on the left side get the cannon, and now we have like 6 seconds left. The skeletons are making things even closer, but 2, 1, and this is an insane 3-star. Okay, now I think we should get a little bit calm again with our nerves because, well, we have the next attack, but this one is kind of like a classic. Queen Charge Hybrid with the Yeti blimp, which is really, really enjoyable right now because you can lure out those really annoying super minions and make them waste their shots basically before you lure them over to the queen. Kingsman, one of the players who is like kind of like people say that he's one of the best players in MCES, and let's see if this is true because Kingsman is one of their Queen Charge Hybrid gods, and let's see what exactly he's doing. One thing which I already really liked is he's starting really early with his queen because especially on Yeti blimps with the hybrid, time is always close, and I feel like that's another big problem kind of for hybrid. Yes, you have more power because like in general because of the troop space buff kind of, or like with the 20 more troop space. The big problem as well though is that well, most of the time in the back end it's not the hybrid which is surviving, it's like your queen and things like that, which in the end is causing time being really close most of those times. Either way, so far he's doing a great job with the queen. And now where is he starting? Is he starting from the top side to push the queen to the bottom side because he can reach the queen and everything from over there? No, instead he's starting from the bottom left. That's kind of strange, but let's see how exactly this can work. I think the reason why he did that was, well, he wanted to get as early as possible into the enemy heroes, like the enemy queen, the enemy king. And the next thing, which is really nice, with all of this high damage in the end, this would be kind of shaky. And with all high damage in the beginning, he can just use the warden ability, and that's basically nothing anymore to worry about. Meanwhile, the queen is in the middle. She needs to use her... Wait, no. She can actually save her ability because the Royal Champion was on his miners. And this means he has still queen ability for the end. He's using the... Wait, what? He's still using the rage for the queen. And this is so close. The heal spell for the back end, I think... Wait, I think he misdropped in the beginning the Royal Champion ability. That's not the best thing which he could which could have happened to him in the beginning, because now it's getting really close. He has to use the freeze on this Inferno Tower, and he has to wait for the Queen to go for the Royal Champion to go back in there, because like I said, there's no Royal Champion ability anymore. Queen meanwhile is surviving. The war break is getting the Queen access to the back, and this means in the end this should be a triple. Really nice recovery, I think, after kind of swagging or misclicking the Royal Champ, but still a great attack by Kingsman, and this is getting MCES, this is getting MCES kind of back into the match, but still, they have to hope that INTZ somehow fails. And Selino is the next guy attacking. He's going once again crazy with all of those lightnings. Let's see and figure out what he's using for the lightnings, and what is the lightnings for. I think, yep, the Eagle looks like a pretty good target, and then the air defenses, I guess, and then kind of depends. He cannot use the lightnings for both expos. He's using them for the sweepers. Okay, that's understandable. And now the second air defense around the Eagle. Now a couple of loons, making sure that the funnel is set. Super minion in behind, on the left side as well, I guess. I really haven't figured out yet where he's placing his heroes, because it kind of seems like that he's not planning on using his heroes early. He's already investing a lot of super minions and resources into the funnel, but he has no more loons and only a couple of more super minions. Like, this is looking interesting, to say the least. Now the one super minion is going for the Town Hall and is actually activating the Town Hall. Let's see if that is good or bad for him on this attack. He's using more super minions behind the dragons, and there are actually only 2 more super minions at this point. Like, they're not too many anymore. He already had used a lot of them for the funnel. Now the Warden ability to kind of block the damage of the Scatter, Multi-Inferno Tower, and the enemy Queen, obviously. The blimp should make it to the Town Hall. I think he is not, like, there's no rage needed for the Town Hall. Yes, that looks good. Now the rage for the core. Queen eventually got placed on the outside, and well, is he not using? Okay, now the Queen has to use her ability, because I mean the King is on her, and he used the King as well to tank for the Queen, I guess. But the troops in the core are dying out. Like, is this a fail? Is this the first fail for INTZ? And at the same time, it does not look as like too many percentages at this point. Queen is taking out the Expo. There's still the Multi-Inferno on the back end, but the King, the King is tanking so much, and the Royal Champion actually has her ability still left. The Royal Champion ability is getting used. The Queen is still alive. The Royal Champion is still alive. How did this triple? Every dragon, every super minion, everything died out, but the heroes are being the MVP of this offense. And we have the next 3 star. INTZ is 4 out of 4. And now we have to take a look at Tryhard. He's coming at this base with the next Zap Lalo, which is right now just the #1 strategy, if we're completely honest. Not only in Legend, but as well in War. It's just so insanely strong. And now we have a couple of loons on the outside trying to figure out where to, like, how to funnel. Those tests are getting eliminated quickly, and now the King should run into all of this. No, he's going back for the Arch Tower. Is he still going into the base? That's now the main question. The Queen is... Oh my god, I think the Queen is going wrong. I think the Queen was meant to go to the Town Hall. That's now really bad. I think he had to drop the Queen really low because he was scared of the Queen going for the gold storage at the top side. But this way, the Wizard Tower did not really pull her up, and now the ground expos all the time, all the way onto the Queen, and the Queen is going a really weird passing, and now they're double skeleton, and this Town Hall will never ever fall. And at the same time, the Sweeper is still alive. This is really bad for Tryhard and MCES, because if they fail over here, they have to hope for a 1-star from INTZ, and if we're completely honest, a 1-star from INTZ, I don't think this is gonna happen. So the Lalo is starting from the top side. The loons are trying to somehow get this Wizard Tower, and a couple of lava pops actually activate the tower. This is going from bad to worse for Tryhard over here. Has really bad luck. Now the Warden ability to get everything into the back, and the next haste. Now he has to use the Slammer for the Town Hall, because, well, he has nothing else as an option anymore. The eagle shots are going, where is the eagle shooting? That eagle shots, like those eagle shots were kind of weird. Now the haste into the backhand, but the Lalo pathing is just so bad in this base, and such a nice base for the, to defend the Lalo pathing. The slammer is finally on the town hall. Now it's opening because of the death damage of the town hall, but this is not going to be a triple, and this means this is a defense for INTZ, and this should be the win. But at the same time, we have two things which we still want to take a look for. Is first off, does INTZ get the perfect war? And second of all is, I mean, it's still INTZ, and I think if I do not remember wrong, we have Morinal who's still attacking, so we definitely want to see their last attack, but this one from Tryhard is not ending up in a triple. And yeah, that's pretty crazy. Like, I mean, 13 stars. Let's see how many, like, what exactly is going to be the average percentage, but 13 stars and a 93.8% average destruction, and you still will most likely lose. This, to me, is insane. Either way, now we have Morinal coming in, and he's going in with the Yeti Smash. Something which I think me and a lot of other people are kind of surprised about is that Morinal switched so much from Lalo away, because back then, if you guys have already played on Town Hall 12, Morinal was basically the Lalo god himself. Like, at Town Hall 12, he was by far the best Lalo player, in my opinion, in the world. And now, him seeing switching away from Lalo and kind of often for his team doing the Yeti Smash attacks is kind of crazy, because, I mean, Lalo right now is so strong, so why would you not send one of the best Lalo attackers at it? So that's kind of interesting to see what the idea behind this is. Either way, the beginning, the setup of this attack looks really good. He's using King and the siege barracks on the bottom side. There are some Tesla who could mess up the pathing, but I think for now everything is fine. The Tesla farm is getting taken out. The Yetis are getting into the town hall using a rage early, and the great thing for him now is this open wall at the bottom side of the gold storage in the town compartment. This should lead his Yeti Smash kind of into the back end, especially with this funnel on the outside with the King and the P.E.K.K.A. Now a couple of healers are switching to the outside, which is obviously not the best thing. And one thing which is interesting for me is he's having more Yetis in his clan castle. No Hawk Riders whatsoever. And now this is looking really good. And even the scatter shot is getting bounced by the Yetis, by the boulders. This is looking insanely good for Morinal, and this could be actually the perfect war, the perfect freaking war for INTZ in the semifinals of the World's Qualifier. And let's see if they can somehow make this. The Yetis are working their way towards the end of, towards the end of the base, the back end of the base. The Royal Champion now is getting used at the top side with a couple of loons tanking for the Royal Champion. Really, really smart stuff over there, using the Royal Champion ability early, and now the Queen and all of the Yetis are having access to the back end. And although always those open walls give his troops and heroes the power to get through the entire base with using just one jump in the beginning. And this is in the end the perfect war for INTZ, as it looks like really, really strong performance by INTZ. Congrats on them. Congrats as well to MCES, I would say, because they had an awesome performance overall. Really unfortunate that they lost over here, but still, really good job overall on their run. This was the 6th qualifier, and let's see when exactly the wildcard voting is happening and how exactly that works. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys back tomorrow. Until then, see ya and bye bye.